All right, physics teachers are awesome. Number 88, maybe? Anyways, really excited to see what this is all about. Because it says AP Physics 1 Lab, I'm assuming this is high school level. So let's get started.
All right. Hello to my AP physics students. Welcome you guys to Thursday. I know in my world right now, it is still Tuesday. I'm making sure that I wrap up everything so that you guys have a wonderful lab in my absence later this week. So
this is a really great use, of course, of this technology, right? I'm not going to be there later in the week, and so putting out some stuff to help the students. Maybe there's a sub, and this video might also be helpful for the sub. And so, boy, if this is pretty early in the term, there should be maybe a simple motion lab or something. Let's see.
I just put together this quick little short video. I'm not going to show you how to do anything in the lab. I'm not going to give you any specific instructions, but what I am going to do is show you the materials and stress the importance of cleaning up after the lab. Okay, so in this lab today, I have printed out and given the subs, everybody a copy of the lab procedure and the recording sheets that you will need, or the sheets that you will need to do with this procedure. Cool. We have all installed the Pivot software onto our computers. Not Pivot software, the Veneer software into our computers, so that we can record data from our carts. So if you are somebody that has that software, we just need one person per group, just only one person per group, to have the software pulled up so that you can actually record the data from your carts, from your experiment.
Okay, so she, of course, mistakenly mentioned Pivot, which I think is a really cool thing. You should check that out if you don't know what that is. Near and dear to my heart, because it started at the high school that my kids go to, and I think all of those folks who are working on that are super cool. But anyways, then she shifted over to Veneer, also a great company. Also know some people who work there. And did you hear how she talked about making sure that that at least every group had to have one copy of the software? I sort of like that, right? Like, hey, come on, let's just make sure we do a little bit of thinking and head scratching who should be in what groups to make sure that the materials are appropriately spread out. I love that.
Today. All right. So with that being said, when you guys come in, you're going to watch this video. I need you to get into group of 4 max. So we don't need any more than 5, no more than 4 people in a group. One group may have 5, and that is okay. But I really need you guys to only be in groups of 4. Okay. Make sure you separate the tables for this experiment. And in your groups, you're going to grab, grab a cart. Okay, each cart is numbered. Make sure that the cart that you have in your box, make sure everything stays in the box too. But if your box says number 1, then your cart needs to also say number 1, okay? Please make sure that you take care of these. You also need to use the USB cord just in case it doesn't hook up to Bluetooth, which it should. And you need to make sure that you have these stoppers that can be screwed in. You want to screw this in on the side, and you want to make sure that the stopper is in so the car doesn't roll. So when I say you want to screw this in on the side, I'm going to show you guys what I mean, okay? So I have my cart here, and I have this little buffer here. Just make sure that you can see the little buffer has a screw on it, and you can use that to stop it from like crashing into the wall or anything that you're going to be using. So that's the first thing that you'll need.
I just want to stop and say I really love this video. I love how she's talking about, the small little things, almost like the hidden curriculum in labs, that are really going to trip people up, and would normally she'd be sort of floating around the labs and say, oh, you need to put the stopper on there. This sort of thing is so great because they'll probably be fiddling with it while she's talking. Well, I wonder what the best order would be. Sit and watch the video, then do everything, or get them in groups and have stuff in their hands while they watch this video. The whole thing's only 8 minutes long, so I think this is going to be really, really great, because all of these little things that the instructor's usually able to do as they're walking around, she's able to sort of feed into this. Love it.
Needs to grab a cart. Make sure that it has the USB cord in the cart. Make sure you see what I didn't do. Return all of the packaging so that it's not damaged in there. Okay. That is the first thing that you'll need to grab. Second thing that you'll need to grab is going to be a Veneer software and technology. You need the cart accessory kit. In this accessory kit, okay, you're going to have a couple of little fun things to experiment with. Most importantly, the mass, okay? we are testing force and mass against acceleration. So the heavier something is the slower does it go, okay? And what kind of data can we get from that? So inside the little box of the mass box, you'll have different weight levels, okay? And these are just something that you can place on top of the cart as you're rolling it or letting it move, okay? Make sure that
I just loved how she sort of pointed out why we care about this stuff. The mass is what we're investigating.
you protect the cart. Remember, you guys, we are the only school that has these tools, okay? And we want to protect them so that we can continue to use them for the rest of Unit 1, and that we ourselves, meaning you, do not come out of pocket $600, $700 to try to play with them. But this is my AP class. I'm not worried about y'all. I know that y'all have fun with this lab, and you'll do a great job just experimenting and playing around with everything.
Awesome.
Last thing you're going to need are the tracks. Now, it is important that you use these tracks because once you put a weight on that cart, it is going to accelerate on its own, all right? You saw that when we put nothing on them and we were testing the three types of motion: rest, constant velocity, and acceleration. They will go on their own. So to prevent them from falling or crashing off the table or onto the floor or into the wall, use the tracks, okay? Use the tracks. Now, in this experiment, you're going to have these tracks, and you're testing if weight is going to cause the car to accelerate or decelerate. So that means that you're going to have to get creative with how you place these tracks. I recommend stacking up books. I recommend using a chair to create some kind of incline. I have a lot of tools here in the classroom, from extra chairs to some boxes that are under the table, okay? We even might have some extra supplies that you guys can use in the closet. I will put them out if they're available. We have plenty of clipboards that you can line up.
So I really, really love that part, right? So, you know, you could absolutely do this lab depending on what you're interested in. You could have everything set up perfectly with perfect inclines and stuff, but basically she wants them to play around. And what I love about this video is sort of providing the permission to really, you know, use what you need. So I really love that. And I love the tracks too. I guess I hadn't seen that. We haven't used vernier, a new vernier in the last couple of years. We still got the old stuff in my lab. So I'm just curious how they would roll. I love it because, you know, obviously you can just cut that stuff in half and off you go. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to pause right here. I think that we've seen a really great example of the types of things you can do to prep your students for your own absence. I think that that this is really such a smart video, and so I think it's really kind of cool to see how she set that up. All right, everybody. Well, hope you have a great day, and remember, physics teachers are awesome.